What's up, Starseeds? It's Sid, and today I am going to be explaining the major arcana of tarot. So, just a little heads up, 3 out of the 4 cats are in the room with me, so you might hear some weird noises. But, anyways, there are timestamps in the description of this video if you want to fast forward to a specific card, okay? Like I said, we are going to be talking about the major arcana in a little bit, so the first 22 cards in the deck. Last week I did a video on really the basics of tarot, no explanation of cards, that's why I'm doing this video now, but just kind of how to pick out your first deck, how to cleanse it, shuffle, do spreads, and all of that. Just trusting your intuition. So, before I get into these card explanations, as you can see, the Fool, or the Clown, is flipped over first on each of these decks, and then we're just going to be flipping through them, explaining the cards. But I wanted to give a quick little shout out and explanation of my 6 tarot decks, because it would just be wrong not to. So if you'd like to fast forward to the explanations, like I said, it's in the description, and you can do that. But here we go. This is the first deck I got. As you can see, it's not really much of a box anymore. It is the Vision Quest Tarot, and I got this in a psychic shop in Rochester, New York that is no longer there. So that's pretty cool. Like I talked about in my last video, I really do recommend getting the Rider-Waite first, unless you find something that you feel super connected to, like I did this deck, because if I just got the Rider-Waite, which they had, and I did feel pretty connected to, but I was young, I don't remember what grade or exact age I was, but I was young and my mom agreed to buy me one deck, so I picked this one because I had a really strong connection to it. I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't have ever really gotten the chance to get it again if I didn't get it then. So it comes with this book, and this is a pretty lengthy book. Lots of good explanations in it. The explanations are about a page long for each card, so I love that. And I had, oh my god, sorry, voice crack. I had just that deck for about 4 years before ever getting my next 2 decks. So the next deck I got was the Rider-Waite. This just says the Rider Tarot deck, but on the back it does say also known as the Waite Tarot and the Rider-Waite Tarot. So this is just like the most common, the most popular, really just like the basic tarot deck. It comes with a little book, and the explanations, you can tell I've had this one for a while too, because like the thing is folded and that box is also no longer a box. The explanations in this book are a bit shorter, but like I said, that's the most popular deck. There's lots of different like variations of it, so you might find one that has a bigger book with explanations. Then this one I got on the same day. I got these both at a psychic, well, not a psychic shop, really just like a mystical shop, because there wasn't psychics there. At a mystical shop in Plymouth, Michigan, called Earth Lore. So this was like my third deck. It's the Egyptian Tarot, and it just has like really unique artwork on it. Okay, so that's why I love it. Like, I mean, just look at it. That's so pretty. And it also comes with a book about the size of the book that comes with the Rider-Waite Tarot, the one I got at least. But I just really like that one because it just connects everything to Egypt and Egyptian culture and like the ancient stories and all of that, and I'm just all about that. So yeah, I love my first 3 decks. I had just those 3. I mean, like I had that one for about 4 years, and then I had just these 3 for about 6 years. So yeah, before I ever got any more. And then after that, I got a lot of oracle decks, honestly, and these 2 tarot decks. off Amazon. So this one was my fourth. Tarot de la Nuit. Not quite sure how to pronounce that, but it's definitely a pretty popular deck online I've seen, and that's definitely not why I got it. I just wanted a pretty looking tarot deck, and it comes with pretty lengthy explanations. I think it's in a couple different languages too, so that's why it's kind of a thick book there. But yeah, really nice box, really pretty cards, really just like the basic Rider-Waite, but different pretty artwork. So yeah. And then this is the Santa Muerte Tarot, so Book of the Dead. And I've just always really liked like the Spanish, like Day of the Dead culture. I loved when I was like learning that in Spanish class in school. My best friend had a bong that we named Santa Muerte. So yeah, this one's also actually pretty popular online, but I just wanted a tarot deck with lots of skull artwork, so I got it. And yeah, like I said in my other video, I don't really recommend getting cards offline for your first few decks. Like, go to a psychic shop, go to a mystical shop, pick them out in person yourself. And once you become more developed with it, if you see decks online that you want, get them, you know? My last tarot deck that we have out is called Tattoo Tarot, Ink and Intuition. Really nice box, and I did get this one from Hot Topic. And it does come with a book, okay? So I apologize to that retail store for saying that they might not come with a book, because that one did, okay? It actually came with a pretty nice book, pretty short explanations, but yeah. Really just like cool looking cards. So yeah, as you can see, that's what those cards are from. Yeah. So let's get into it now, you guys. All right. If you fast forwarded, what's up? We are going to get into these explanations now. I'm basically just going to like zoom in on each of these cards so you can really see the different artwork that is all like the Fool card, you know? Like, this is the classic, okay? And then we have the Native American next to it, the Egyptian version next to it, okay? Like the pretty artwork card, the skull artwork card, and like the tattoo inked artwork card. So I like having them all out next to each other so you guys can really see. I'll probably zoom in on the Rider-Waite the most so you can just see the classic one the most. But I wanted to do this video like this so you could see all the different variations that I have. There's obviously, you know, millions more, I bet, but here we go, getting into these explanations. So the Fool card, or the Clown card, is about like innocence. It's just free spirit. It's, you know, not super wise yet. Like, there's potential in this card. It's about new beginnings. It's about enthusiasm and adventure and really just like trusting easily, you know? In reverse, this card can mean you're trusting too much, you're being kind of reckless, inconsiderate, getting taken advantage of. But in either position, upright or in reverse, this card is basically just saying, you know, be careful who you're trusting. Watch out, because you might be about to walk off a cliff or into a crocodile. You never know. It's just saying, you know, you're being a bit too trusting, or you're very free-spirited or something like that. This used to be my least favorite card in the deck when I just had one deck. And it's because, like, in this deck they call it the Clown, And obviously he's about to walk off a cliff, just like, the classic deck. And I just hated getting this card. But really, it just means be careful, don't trust too easily. So it's really not that bad of a card at all, you guys. All right, moving on now to the Magician or the Medicine Man, okay? So sorry, it's going to take me a while to flip all these over each time we transition. But getting into the Magician or the Medicine Man. So like I said, I'm going to be like zooming in on these, going back and forth. Sorry if your eyes don't like it, but that's just how this video is going to be, so you can see all these cards. The Magician is really just about great potential. Okay, I said there was potential with the Fool too, but the Magician is a very, very different story, okay? Like, you probably know you have potential if you're pulling the Magician card. It's about more of like the law of attraction. Like, it's about manifestation. When you desire something, you can just like create it in your life. It's about creation. It's about manifestation, willpower, and timing wise, this means like whatever you're asking about, it's coming quick or now. Like, if you're wondering when a certain person's going to text you, like, check your phone if you pull this card. Like, it might be there right now. In reverse, it can be about illusions, tricks, like mocking. It could be telling you to use the law of attraction properly because maybe you haven't been. But yeah, that's just like in the reverse, because in reverse, cards are always basically the opposite of what they mean in the upright. But this card, this is a very smart card. You are very intelligent, okay? Especially like when I look at my first deck that I had for like so many years before even seeing what the real classic deck looks like. I just have like a bit different of meaning for each card. I've, developed my own meanings for them. But you're very, very intuitive, okay? So this card is just about a lot, and it's a very, very good card to get. Also, if this card is in reverse, because it's the opposite of it being upright, timing-wise, it might mean like it's not happening right now, it's out of reach. You have to use the law of attraction better to get what you want, okay? Because upright, this card is just so good, and it's like, you're getting this. So, moving on to the High Priestess or the Medicine Woman. Like I said, it's going to take me a sec to flip these cards, you guys. But it's so dang cool that there's so many of the same cards in the same place. All right. The High Priestess. Or the Medicine Woman. So this card is also very, very intuitive, okay? This is like you're listening to your inner voice. You have a strong inner voice. Like, you already know the truth, okay? This is divine, unconscious energy. You might not be aware, really, of how much you know, but you already know it, okay? So it's telling you to trust yourself if you get this card. It's saying you have the answers, girl, guy, whoever. This is, very feminine energy, obviously, but yeah, like this is like the Medicine Woman. So it's so cool seeing these cards next to each other because I honestly really never have before. So seeing all of these different cards, because different the same card in a different deck can mean something kind of different to you, okay? When I see the High Priestess in the inked deck, it doesn't really mean the same thing to me as when I see the Medicine Woman card, which is the High Priestess in my Native American deck. It's a little different, but they all have the same meaning, and that's just like divine intuition, girl. So in reverse, this card can mean like you've lost your inner voice, you're not listening to your inner voice, just like a lack of like center, a lack of trust for yourself. It could mean like repressed feelings, like you're not really addressing how you're feeling. And it's just telling you to listen to your intuition, listen to your guides, because like it means in the upright, you already know. You just gotta listen better if it comes up in reverse, you know? So, moving on now to the Empress. Alright, you guys. Sorry about the glare. This is the Empress in all these pretty decks. Or the Grandmother. So this card is obviously like strong feminine energy. And it really is a lot like the High Priestess, but the difference is this is more about fertility. It's more about nature. It's more about like this mothering or grandmothering energy. And it's about growth and expansion, okay, and love and life and nurturing. And it's about like respecting the cycles, being one with the cycles, not of like just the seasons or the moon, but like the cycles of yourself, especially if like you're a woman and you have like a moon cycle. It's about embracing that, being in touch with that. Yeah, obviously also very intuitive, but more of just like this mothering energy, okay? It reminds me a lot of like Mother Earth, this card. And yeah, the Queen of Earth is more like that. But like if you look at it in the classic deck, it's you know, she seems like the queen of something, you know? But really it's just like this grandmother energy. All these cards together, it's nice to look at to see really all the aspects of her. Now, in reverse, this card can mean dependence, because in the upright, this card really is so independent. And in reverse, it can also mean, you know, emptiness, feeling smothered. Those are kind of contradictory, but those are both possible meanings in the reverse. It can mean just like you need to get more in tune with cycles, with your cycle. All of that. All right. Moving on now to the Emperor. So not all of, but yeah, all of the zodiac signs, the 12 zodiac signs, they have a card in the major arcana, and this is really where it starts. So the Emperor is the card that represents Aries. That's just obviously one of the many, many, many reasons, or one of the many like meanings of this card. I wish there wasn't a glare, because these all look so cool. But yeah, this is the Emperor, this is the Aries card, and above all, it represents authority and structure, okay? Because this is also like the grandfather card. So this is a good card. It's like, it's positive control, okay? It's the strong, masculine, fathering, grandfathering energy, okay? He is a good leader. He is a good judge of character. Yeah, he is just like that structure and stability and protector. Okay? In reverse, this can mean, maybe he's not that great of a leader, like tyranny, coldness, rigidness. It could be like he's not really in control. It could be like loss of power, like kind of like a crippling masculine energy, insecurity. Because in the upright, he is just so dang powerful. Yeah. Now moving on to the hierophant. So, this is the hierophant. These cards look so cool. It is so dang awesome to have them all next to each other. So, the hierophant, or the shaman, is about morals, okay? Above anything else, it's like tradition, morals, ethics, just like conforming. It's about like authority and commitment, union, okay? So this can be about like marriage, possibly, or just, following like this tradition. Yeah. It's a very wise card too, okay? Like it's a very intuitive card. And yeah, like when I just had this deck, it had a bit different of meaning for me. It was like the hierophant, like like I'm intuitive. And this card really is about like a lot of intuition. Like smartness, like intelligentness. Yeah, but it's like this knowledge that we've had for a long time. And that's how, in different parts of the world, this card in this deck has transpired to be more about just like tradition. Yeah. In reverse, it's about rebellion. It's about new approaches, being untraditional, freedom, like new truth, and a call for the chosen ones. And this is the card of Taurus, okay? Because Taurus is very traditional. Hi, Rambo. All right. Moving on to the lovers. I don't really want to talk about the cards until I get them all flipped over in case people are skipping to that. All right. Here is the lovers. It is so cool having these cards next to each other. I know I say that like every time I flip them, but it's just amazing each time. So, the lovers. Now, this is the Gemini card, okay? Like the twins. And we've got cats that are just loving this card. Oh my god. This card is not just about, romantic partnership, although obviously it can be. This card is just partnership, union, duality, balance. It's about like a team, okay? It's a mutual contract and commitment. So if this is about, a business reading, a family reading, whatever, like, you guys are loyal to each other. This is a mutual commitment you have going on here. And it's a good one. Romantically, obviously, this is a great card to get, okay? It's a solid romantic relationship. And that's really it. In reverse, this can mean, one-sidedness to a relationship. This can mean disharmony in the relationship, a loss of balance. Maybe the love is, like, not mutual. Maybe it's toxic. Maybe you're just meant to be single. You're not meant to have this, business, family, friend, commitment, whatever. So yeah, that is the Lovers. Moving on now. To the Chariot. Now, this is the Chariot card, and this is the Cancer card, okay? Cancer zodiac sign card. And this can also mean that you are like a spiritual warrior. So, this card is about willpower. It's about direction, integrity, success coming your way, okay? It's about forward movement and victory and determination. It's about having control of your life. It's about taking control, taking the reins, and getting the job done, So, in reverse, this card can mean like a lack of control, a lack of direction, not really knowing where you're going, maybe not moving forward, like a lack of willpower, maybe a little bit of aggression, but really just like you're not really getting there, okay? Moving on now. Oh, yeah. Moving on now. I was gonna say, did I say it was the Cancer card? I did. Now we're going to the Leo card. So, this is the Strength card. In some decks, it is the Justice card, as you can see. But in most decks, the 8th card is the Strength card. Okay? So, kind of just ignore it if you see Justice, but it makes me wonder why Justice and Strength are sometimes switched around in decks, because I feel like this Balance card is also kind of more of like the Justice card than the Strength card, but we're going to be talking about the Strength card, okay? So literally only in 3 of the decks is it called Strength out of my 6. So that tells you a bit something about this card, about like the number 8 in numerology, and how some deck makers like to switch it around. But Strength is the Leo card. It's obviously just about like having strength, strong inner strength and bravery and drive and focusedness and compassion. It's this unstoppable attitude, okay? Think Leo. Think fierce and fiery. Like we've got the lion here in these cards. I'm not quite sure what that is, but yeah. In reverse, this can mean like a weakness, an insecurity, self-doubt, really. Sometimes it's just like rock bottom, giving up. And it's just like if you get this in reverse, it's telling you to stay strong. Even if you get this in upright, it's telling you to stay strong, but you already are. Okay? It's like a really powerful card. This is a card that some people like to get tattooed on them. You know. Moving on now to the hermit. So this is the hermit card. Now this is the Virgo card, and it is about like the search for inner truth, okay? A lot of times this card is telling you to take a step back. Maybe you already have taken a step back and you're kind of isolated from people in a good way. You're just doing you, you know? You're getting this inner guidance, you're getting this solitude, and you're getting time to just kind of contemplate everything. You're learning, and you need this alone time. So if you're not taking this alone time, take it, because that is how you are going to develop this great intuition that you have naturally. Like, this dude is just, like, taking time in the coffin, you know? And it's, like, in the two classic cards, like, he has this light, or he has this fire. Alright, in reverse, it can mean, a bit too much of isolation. Maybe, like, you're lonely, and you've, like, lost your way, taking, you know, too much of this time, or maybe just being too lonely, being too hermity, and not, like, finding yourself through it. Because I feel like most people that people call hermits, who just, like, you know, live alone out in the wilderness, usually they're very intuitive, and they, like, have a reason why they're doing it. But, that's what I think of when I think of the hermit card. But in reverse, it's just telling you to reevaluate and listen to yourself. Maybe even get out more, you know, because you're too isolated. But yeah, the hermit card is a great card. It's the Virgo card. Moving on now to the Wheel of Fortune, or the small medicine wheel, or just the wheel. So, this is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, this card is not one of the zodiac sign cards, okay? So it skips some of them. Like, the ones that are, like, I don't know. It just skips some of them, okay? So, this card it's about changes and cycles. And people like to say that this is on a large scale. And it's a large scale change, but usually, in my opinion, like, it's just like it's in your life you're gonna see this change. The whole world might not see this change, okay? It is very powerful, but it's not like a global phenomenon, or at least it doesn't have to be. You know, if you get the world card with this card, then it's a different story. But this card alone in a situation is like a big change happening. You know, obviously it's a major card, or else I wouldn't be talking about it in this video. It is a major card, and it's a change happening in your life that is major. It's inevitable. It's fate, and like timing wise, like, this will happen. It's destiny. It's transformation. And in reverse, timing wise, this could mean maybe it's not happening yet. You know, maybe like you're not accepting this change. You're like clinging to this control still. You're unready for it. You're uncertain about it. And it's just telling you, if you get this in reverse, to trust your luck and accept this change, because you probably need it in your life, because it will benefit you. It's a positive change. It's destiny. So, all right. Moving on now to justice. So, like I said, justice and strength, sometimes they are mixed up. One is 8 and one is 11. Sometimes they're mixed up, but in the original deck, card number 11 is justice, okay? But in some of my decks, it is strength. They're just swapped. This also means like life force, and I feel like the life force is more of the strength card. The balance card that was card number 8 in the deck is really more about justice, okay? So, this is the Libra card, obviously. Libras are all about justice. So, it's about truth and clarity. It's like, timing-wise, it's like things are happening, like justice is coming, you know? It's about fairness and accountability and karma and cause and effect. Really, it's just like fate that this justice finally come out, you know, about whatever situation you're thinking of or asking about or is just happening in your life. If you're asking a yes or no question and justice comes up, you know, face side up, like, you know, it's yes. If it comes up in reverse, then the answer is no. In reverse, it means like unfairness, dishonesty, unaccountability, or like it's coming in an untimely fashion. Like the justice you want it's not coming right now when you want it, you know? Sadly, but tarot is just brutally honest. It really is, you guys. That's why if you like tarot, or if you're getting into tarot instead of oracle cards, be aware that this is the brutally honest stuff right here. Okay? Moving on now to the Hanged Man. Okay. So this is obviously the Hanged Man. And this is one of the cards that skips like being a zodiac sign card. It does not have a zodiac sign connected to it. So this is also called Vision Quest. So that tells you, you know, like a little bit about it right off the bat. So this is, timing wise, I'm going to say this first because this card has a lot to do with timing, okay? It could mean something is not happening, or something is just like completely stalled right now, at least. Like, wow. This one, it's not the guy hanging, it's the cow. Wow. It's nice to see all of these together. That one, it's just his head. Damn. Okay. So it's about sacrifice, release. Obviously you see this and in like, even in the upright position, like it seems like a negative card. And it's definitely not completely negative. It's just being honest with you like tarot is. Maybe you feel empty right now. Maybe you're feeling unfulfilled. This card is about patience and kind of just like reevaluating. So I'm going to talk about what this means in reverse because that might give you more of an explanation of what it means in the upright. So in reverse, this card can still be about, you know, stalling, something being completely stalled. Not just emptiness, but like free of feeling, like you don't really feel anything. Maybe you're like scared of this sacrifice, scared of this release. And also, like, even like if you look at this in reverse, then he's really standing up, but he's still attached to that, you know? He's calm though. Like in reverse, this card can be, you know, calm in a bad situation. Timing wise in reverse, this does not need to happen. It's needless. And whatever you're thinking about, hoping for, whatever, doesn't need to happen. In the upright, it's not happening. So, that is the Hanged Man. Moving on now to death or transformation. Or Santa Muerte. So these are my death cards. Santa Muerte, transformation, death. Alright. This is the card of Scorpio, because Scorpio is all about transformation. Okay? Changes. Beginnings. It's not just the end of something, it's the beginning of something, more importantly. It's metamorphosis. It's new life. It's like the end of a cycle, but it's starting fresh, okay? It's shape-shifting into something else. And it's a beautiful thing. Don't get the death card and be scared of it. That just means that, you know, you're starting new. That's what it means. It's like this old thing is coming to an end, but this new thing, more importantly, is coming to a start. So, in reverse, this card is like a fear of change, holding on, decay, stagnation, like a failure to release, or like you don't want to change yet. Like you're not accepting this like inevitable change that needs to happen for the better. Alright. Moving on to temperance. Now, this is temperance. This is the Sagittarius card. This is a beautiful card. Maybe it's just because in Western astrology I'm a Sag, but yeah. So, in my Native American deck, it's called Integration. That tells you a bit about it, okay? Temperance is about patience. It's about finding meaning. It's about fairness. It reminds me a lot of the Justice card, like a lot. But, the difference is this is more about compromise. It's more about, It's more about, like, the middle path. It's about flow and fairness still, but it's about coming to conclusions too, okay? So the Justice card is like, you know, things are coming to conclusions, you know, justice is coming out. But the Temperance card is like, you are going to kind of initiate this because you're so awesome, you know? I'll talk about what it means in reverse because that is probably going to give you a better example of what it means in the upright too. So in reverse, this can be about extremes because upright temperance is about the middle path and compromise. In reverse, this could be, you know, extreme one side or the other. It could be about a lack of balance, and unwilling to come to conclusions or compromise. In reverse, this card is basically just like, yo, do something to make me upright. Like, do something to come to these conclusions. Alright. Moving on now to the Devil. So this is the Devil card, and zodiac-wise, this is the sign of Capricorn. Sorry, Caps. In my Native American deck, it is called Torment, and, yeah, wow, I love that. So, that's just, like, a pretty way to put the Devil. The Devil is about controlling. It's about selfishness, materialism, like, just this, like, unbearable, sabotaging energy. It's, like, toxic. It's like you're addicted to something. It's like the addict card. It's really toxic and controlling. Of course, though, it's charming and playful and hot, you know? Of course, the Devil is going to come across charming, you know? Or else why would you want to play with him? So, in reverse, this card is like breaking free. It's like freedom of this torment. It's like rehabilitation, restoring control, okay? Releasing it. Yeah. It's really, people will get the Devil and they're like, oh, but it's like, no, this is just the honest truth. Like, there's this, like, you know, torment, addictful, controlling energy about whatever situation you're thinking of or asking about or whatever. And I just want you to break free from that. Alrighty. Moving on to the Tower. So the Tower card. This one is one that skips a zodiac sign as well, so there's no zodiac sign associated with it. I love this card in the Egyptian deck. Oh my god. But, yeah. In my Native American deck, it's just called Chaos, okay? There's no tower people are jumping out of. It's, it's just chaos. But what this card means is, timing-wise, very quick, okay? It's a sudden disaster. It's broken pride, maybe a broken promise, and it just feels like everything is falling apart or under attack. That's just what it seems like. That's just what it's gonna be like. And it happens quick. In reverse, it could mean like a delayed disaster or like a disaster completely avoided because of something you did or are doing. It could mean like a fear of suffering. And I put, just like from my intuition, I put like a fear of militia, like a fear of fighting, a fear of like this authoritative army. I don't know. So interpret that however you want, but in reverse, this card is just like this isn't happening for some reason because you're not letting it somehow. But yeah. Upright, this card is like, something's coming. This is the card of 2020, is the Tower moment, okay? Moving on now to a much happier card, the Star. Sorry if you hear a beeping, my laundry's done. That means this video is taking longer than I expected. But anyways, this is the Star card. And I love this card. It is the card of Aquarius. Okay. It's the Star or the Stars, which I love. I love that they named it that. So this card, if it's like a yes or no question you're asking, and this card comes up in the upright position, this is yes, okay? Because this is hope, faith, courage, rejuvenation. It's about spirits. It's like a positive sign, okay? It's like your ancestors are overseeing you, okay? This card is just like a great card to come up about anything. It's wishful thinking. It's just a good card. Like, yes, like, you're divine, you're intuitive, like, yes. In reverse, this card can mean, it can mean no, if you're asking a yes or no question. It can mean insecurity, uncertainty, like not trusting your intuition, not listening to like your spirit guides. It can mean like faithlessness, like you've lost hope, you're discouraged. Basically, just trust your intuition, have a better attitude about this somehow, you know? All right. Moving on to the moon, which I love this card too. It's so pretty in every deck that I have. Okay, guys. So this is the Pisces card, and it's also connected to Cancer because Cancer is ruled by the moon. But technically, this is the Pisces zodiac sign card. I also love this card in the Egyptian deck. So, the moon is obviously just like the explanation of like the planet, the moon, in astrology, you know? It's like unconsciousness, intuition, emotions, very watery, okay? It can be about illusions and imagination, believing, knowing, feeling. It can obviously be about cycles because the moon, you know, there's a moon cycle, okay? Not just the phases of the moon, but with the feminine body too, okay? Like the moon is just all about cycles. It controls the tides, a bunch of stuff. It's really about intuition, feeling, and like this unconscious energy, okay? So if something pops up and you're like, I don't know why this is popping up, and then the moon pops up, it's like, it's because it's unconscious. Yeah. In reverse, it's like confusion, maybe fear. Maybe you're like misinterpreting something because you're not really like trusting your gut. It can mean you're like not in tune, you're like out of cycle. And it's basically just telling you to like really listen, okay? Like take some time, go look at the moon and figure this out. All right? Moving on now to the sun. So there's no more zodiac cards left because we got through all of the zodiac signs. But the sun card is kind of, it's not the Leo card, strength is, but Leo is ruled by the sun, so that's why it has some Leo vibes about it. But yeah, this is the sun, and really, the sun is just like our big old star, which you probably know, but it's about joy and celebration. The sun is obviously just like positive energy, okay, success, and if you're asking a yes or no question and it comes up like this, the answer is yes. And in my experience with the sun card, it's about like consciousness, and like you will see it on the surface. So if I get the sun card, I always know that like people are going to like see this, like it's gonna be obvious, okay? And you can interpret that for what you're asking about, but obviously it's about like joy and stuff. But even if it's around negative cards and I get the sun card, it's like consciousness, like you're gonna see this on the surface, you know? So in reverse, this can mean no. It can mean sadness, depression, like having a negative outlook, or timing wise, it's like not ready to be seen. It's not ready to be seen yet, you know? And it's also telling you, if you get this card in reverse, it is telling you to make time for this. Make time for what you want so it can happen. Okay? All right. Moving on. Only 2 cards left now, you guys. So, this is Judgment. All right, and in my Native American deck, it's called spirit guide, because the spirits, your spirit guides, are really helping you with this judgment. When I see this card, I'm like, boom, like, it's judgment time. Like, here we go. Like, something's about to happen, okay? Like, it can be about reflection, but really, it's about, like, reckoning, awakening, awareness, coming to conclusions. It's a lot like the justice card. It's a lot like the temperance card. But judgment is just, like, boom. Like, like, do it now. Like, speak your truth. Like, kind of like the temperance card. Like, you have to put your effort into it. It's basically the justice card and the temperance card combined, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But yeah, it's happening now. You need to do it now, is what this card means. Okay? In reverse, it means like self-loathing, doubt, kind of like your lack of awareness about this situation that you're thinking about or asking about. It's unaccepting. It's like fear of the outcome, really. And it's not speaking your truth. You need to trust your intuition and trust your spirit guides, is what this card is about, in either position, upright or in reverse. Okay, moving on to the last card. Oh my god, you guys. It took kind of long, but hey, that is like the whole major arcana in a video, so it's fine. This is the World, okay? This is the World card, or the big medicine wheel. So this is about like completion of a cycle, completion of an event, completion of something old happening, and really something like new coming to power. It's about fulfillment and harmony and unity, and obviously large-scale recognition. It's about clarity and like positive growth and celebration. Yeah. In reverse, it can mean like it's incomplete, like it's not yet, coming to closure, or it's like unseen, like the world doesn't see this yet, or like, don't celebrate quite yet because it's not completely over. But this card is a really good card. It's global. The whole world feels this. It's large scale recognition, Maybe not the whole world feels this, but everyone you want to, So that is really it, you guys. There is one more card in this deck, because some decks come with like a bonus, Angel de la Nute. So I'm just going to say real quick that, honestly, I don't really know what this means because it's not a major tarot card. But I think it means that you've like been through this darkness and everything is like coming to light soon. So that is especially for the Tarot de la Nute deck. I can't speak and I apologize. But yeah, you guys, so that was the whole major arcana. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. You can always look in the timestamps and fast forward to a certain card if you want to come back to this for some reason. But yeah. Next week is going to be the November astrological forecast if you're watching this in 2020. And then the week after that, we are going to go over the minor arcana. So don't miss out on that. I hope you guys have a great week as always. Love and light, and the hybrid children are coming soon.